Ladies and gentlemen, it's the podcast. What's the odds with Steve Renazizi? May, no, not May. We're not in May yet. April 22nd, 2022. 42222. Am I right? That's right.
Yes.
Bingo. Awesome. Sorry, it's been a minute, but we had things happen. I was supposed to be in LA.
We were living, man.
Yeah. We were living. I was supposed to be in LA, and then fucking shit went awry. So we'll go over the 75th, how you guys enjoyed it, if you did or you didn't. We got a lot of
you mean
stuff.
The 50th, right? Yeah. You're coming from the future. You're saying 75th in May. You got to lock this down,
dude. I'm still in vacation mode, to be honest with you. I was in Puerto Rico where there is no time. It's just island time. You're on the Puerto Ricans' timeline, which is basically whenever the fuck they feel like it. Hospitality is dead. It's a dead industry. No one cares about hospitality anymore. It's over. Okay. We had a great time, but it's like you stay at a nice resort, you stay at a nice place, you realize that, I don't mind paying $17 for a drink if you are tripping over yourself getting it to me. But if I've got to wait 40 minutes for it and I still get a fucking sassy answer, I don't, that's not what I signed up for. Hospitality, the industry, it's over. Once the pandemic hit and people realized that they can show pictures of their feet and make twice as much money staying at home, why would they ever go back to a fucking job at a Denny's or a fucking hotel or this or that and have to serve the fucking man? I wouldn't do it either. So it's over though. The people that are doing it don't want to be there. And we did other things beyond the resort. So I talked to some real Puerto Ricans. I mean, not the people that work at the resort aren't real Puerto Ricans, but the everyday people that aren't part of the fucking resort. And I said, what's going on here? Because it doesn't seem like we're welcome at all. And he tells me, he goes, look, here's what happened. The pandemic hit, everything got shut down. Then they were like, borders are open, everything's open, come on in, we need the money. But who came? He goes, the people that got those $600 checks, they got flights for, $40 round trip, and they had, $560 left to burn, and they came down and they spent it, and they were terrible and they were rude, they didn't tip, they were fucking, were assholes, and it ruined it for everyone. So that's the story this guy's giving me. But I mean, it was bad, dude. We stayed at a really nice place, and it was like you seemed to be bothering people if you were asking them to get a drink or have a meal or can I have a towel, anything. Nobody was checking in to see if you were how your stay was, how's it going, this or that. Nothing like that. Here's how bad it was. At one point I was walking, because they have a little pool area and a little beach spot, connected. So you hang out at the pool, you hang out at the beach. One day I'm walking on the beach towards my family, and I hear this woman from one of the little back areas, there's little lounges and shit. She goes, excuse me, do you speak English? Now I'm walking on the beach, and I said, okay, I couldn't see who was talking to me, but I stopped where I was walking in my tracks, and I said to myself, one of two things is going on. Either this person is the wokest person in the world and just is trying to not assume that I am the whitest person on this beach for miles and miles and miles. So yeah, I speak English. It's either that or she's blind and she can't see me. She just heard the sand moving by. Because I was like, B, yeah, I speak English. It's pretty much the only thing I speak. And so she goes, can I ask you a question? I go, fire away. She says, how do you are enjoying the hotel? I go, look, it's got ups and downs. I keep it lit. I'm a neutral until I get someone else coming at me with what do you think? She goes, look, I just don't think that anyone's around helping anyone. I haven't seen anyone asking for drinks. I haven't seen anyone doing this, doing that. And she says, I just want to know if you were having the same experience. I go, we are. You're preaching to the choir. My wife and I have been talking about this the whole time. And she goes, I have to be honest with you. She goes, I just thought it was because she was black. She goes, I assumed it was because I was black. She goes, I thought that, that maybe they're just racist and, this is how we get treated sometimes. I go, no, I'm white. I'm whitey. Okay. And I'm getting treated the same way. I'm like, we're both being treated poorly. And she goes, I just wanted to make sure it was not. I go, no. I mean, it probably, you don't have to add races to your Yelp review. You just keep it, just keep it in hospitality. I think it's not a racist thing at all. And she goes, okay, I got to keep an eye out. So it was bad. It was real bad. Like a bar would open up at 5 o'clock. I would get there at 5:01. And it was like, you were bothering people. I'm like, hey, can I get a drink? And they were like, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you guys opened at 5. They were like, yeah, we do. I'm like, well, guess what? Look at this. You're here. I'm here. The drinks are there. Why don't we lose the fucking attitude and everyone just gets happy? I'm willing to give you way more money than you deserve to make a drink. What's the fucking problem here? And it was like that the whole time. But the weather's fucking tits. We went to a rainforest. A rainforest. It was sick. Jumped into like bodies of water, went down a little man-made like water slide out of rocks, which was pretty sick. And I won $2,000 playing slots. They had a little mini casino there. Of course, I stuck in at night, and I big win, $2,000 in a penny slot machine. They had to call the manager over, dude. I had to sign paperwork. That's how big this fucking win was. Bells, whistles, see the attendant. I felt fucking special. At one point, I thought I won $20,000, but because when you play pennies, you don't know what is like. I don't know. Credits are decimal. Where's the decimal point? What's the credits? Because I was like, dude, if they're calling the attendant over, they're not calling it over for $2,000. I've seen machines just spit that ticket like that. No, they did, but I thought it was 20. I go, I won 20 grand. That was great. I was at the bar one night because the family goes to bed early, and I'm still up a little bit. So I was at the pool bar one night, and there was a kid there with the greatest T-shirt I've ever seen. It said "Philly versus the world." And it had a basketball on, and he was watching the Phillies, the 76ers and the fucking, who are they playing? The Nets? No.
Yeah, but Celtics.
Nets.
Or no,
Celtics,
no. Yeah. That's not right.
So
no, the Celtics are playing the Nets.
Yeah.
Who are the 76ers?
Kyrie Irving's
Toronto.
been flipping everybody
There
off
you go.
like Mr. Bean in Beverly Hills.
Toronto. So he was livid, yelling at the television, even though they were up by like 30, because he had someone on the over. It was great. It was the ultimate Philly thing. The kid was like 15 years old too, trying to pass himself off as an 18-year-old because they're allowed to drink there. That was great too. 18-year-olds get all fucked up. San Juan is beautiful. It looks like 1950s still, old school, really small streets, beautiful. But yeah, other than that, great trip. So that's why we were, and because I tried to get to the 750th, of the Comedy Store, my flight got fucked up. I was only going to be there for a couple hours, so I couldn't make it. How was it? What did I miss?
It was basically the memorial without everyone being sad.
Yeah,
because no one died. It was the food was good. The drinks were flowing. There were a lot of friends there that I hadn't seen in a long time, so it was fun, but it wasn't like anything crazy. It was just everyone together.
Yeah, very well put together. Great food.
It was fun talking to Frazier, and then all these guys that were his age would come up and they would realize, oh my God, I haven't seen you in 35 years. Holy shit, you're still alive.
I know.
That was fun.
That's what I would love to have seen, like the old, like, what's his, Jimmy Walker I saw was there. Like Jimmy Walker. Is Harris there? Did Harris show up?
I didn't see him.
All right.
No Harris.
Like that was one I was like nervous. I was like, because these are people, excuse me, since we've all met, we lost Gilbert again. And I remember specifically during Skankfest in October, this past October, sitting there, I was on the same show as Gilbert. I had done my spot, and I was asked to go do something else, but I was like, no, I want to watch Gilbert because I haven't seen him in a long time, and I love Gilbert. And I'm like, he doesn't look great, and this might be one of the last times I get a chance to see him. And so I remember sitting there and like watching him and laughing. He was great. He looked frail, but he was still really, really funny. By the way, Holtzman followed him and then shit all over him. It was great. Shit all over Gilbert. And then, but it was great. And I remember doing that. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm glad I did that. And then obviously, the terrible passing of fucking Gilbert, which sucks. We lost another great comedian. And so, yeah, now it's like when these opportunities come to be able to see some of these older guys, there's some older guys I couldn't give a fuck about.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. You got to do it now because we don't know how long this is, some of them don't tell you. Some of them are, some of them just get sick right away. And, it's like, we're losing a lot now. So it feels like we are at least, but,
I mean, I made a 12-minute in memoriam video for the 50th. That's all the dead comedians from the last 50 years, 12 minutes long. It's 101 people.
Can you send it to me? Do you still have a file?
Yeah.
Send me that. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the pictures that I saw of anyone that was like, oh shit. Oh, another one. Dave Mashevitz. I haven't seen Dave Mashevitz, and I don't know if you guys know who Dave Mashevitz was.
I met Dave once.
He was a door guy when I got there, and a Michigan guy, and like we hung out a lot in the early days of stand-up. Like Dave Mashevitz took me to open mics and stuff like that. Like I thought like the store, and for a long time I still did, was like the only place I needed to be. But Mashevitz would take me other places and stuff. So I know I saw he was there. I felt terrible that I didn't get a chance to see him, but yeah, I heard it was sort of that vibe of, people were happy hanging out, but not like crazy, nothing too crazy.
Except for the band, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Heard the band wasn't too, they hired, was it Mitzi's favorite band?
His buddy Rich's band.
Yeah, and I guess he didn't think that he was coming into the Comedy Store to bomb in front of a bunch of people who weren't there to swing dance. Because they were background noise, and I heard after the fact he was pretty livid.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So wait, they paid him to come there, do the gig, but
they set up on the main room stage. Peter gave a speech. The mayor of West Hollywood gave a speech, and then the band started playing, and the whole room cleared out.
Oh my God.
The only spot that wasn't busy was the dance floor.
Yeah.
They had a whole design dance floor in the middle of the main room, hard floor, 50th logo on it. Nobody was on it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Everyone was in the parking lot socializing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And they probably paid him decent, whatever, pretty decent.
Oh yeah.
It was like a 15-piece band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's his nightmare, dude. He did the worst corporate gig ever. He performed to a bunch of disgruntled comedians.
Everybody bombs at the store.
Yep.
Well, I mean, were they there the whole time they were playing? The whole time?
I have to think they probably cut their set short.
Yeah,
they weren't there that long.
They cut it short.
Like hours? Was it hours?
No. Maybe an hour. Maybe, probably a little less, honestly.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess. Yeah. Well, then suck it up. You got, dude.
Yeah, seriously, it's music. It's not like you're talking and no one's responding. You're just playing music.
Did they have a DJ or something after that?
No.
Nothing?
That's it.
Any music at all?
No.
So they got that whole dance floor out.
Yeah. Unnecessary. They'll learn for the 100th.
Yeah. Also, the band wasn't playing dancing music. It's like if it was like the 50s maybe or the 40s, but
yeah. Was it like
basically? Yeah, it was the walk-in music. It was the main room walk-in music on a show night.
Damn. Well, I mean, like, I'm surprised they didn't have a DJ because I'm like, why would you get the big dance floor out there if no one's gonna dance? You figured the comedy
everyone
store,
there is in like their 60s and 70s, and it's mostly dudes.
Right.
Any creeps? There had to be some creeps.
Oh yeah.
Barry Diamond, was he there?
He was no Barry.
Yeah, I didn't see Barry. That's odd. I wonder if they didn't invite him.
Was Jeff Altman there?
No,
I didn't see
was
Jeff
expecting
Altman.
to see him.
No Jim Carrey either?
No.
damn, I was sure he would probably show up. He only shows up when there's dead people, I guess. When people die. No, and I'm like, no Jay Leno, nothing like that. Argus probably held the torch for all the oldies, right?
I didn't see Argus.
I saw him briefly. He was definitely there. He was there.
Okay.
There were a lot of people that after the fact asked me if I was there that I just didn't see. There were a lot of people and it was moving in and out constantly. But Argus was 100% there.
How was the food?
Ooh, food was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did the food?
A bunch of catering companies. They had burgers, they had sandwiches, they had tacos. They did it up. They did well.
Oh, good. And there was no show at any point. Like, there was no like.
No.
Not even Holtzman going up and just ranting like he usually does at those functions.
What about when did you show your the dead people video?
It was kind of right after Peter's speech and all the shores. And then I put my name in the credits at the very end for just 3 seconds. And when it was due to come up, the low battery sign from the laptop shows up on the screen. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to get hammered the rest of the night.
Yeah, you're like, thank you.
And he did.
No problem. Oh, good for you, dude. I had a hotel room at the fucking hotel next door. And I unused, but they wouldn't let me check. I was like, maybe I'll just, I couldn't check in because I didn't have, you had to check in. They were like, we'll give it away. Fuck, that's great, dude. I was really like, damn. I was very bummed and I was like driving back at noon. I was like, because by the time I got there, it would have been like, I would have been halfway done and I was leaving at 7:00 in the morning anyway for the next day because I had to be back for the weekend. So I'm driving home in the rain and I'm like, fuck, this sucks. And I was like, oh, how can I make this better? So I'm driving home in the rain. They'd canceled opening day on Thursday. They pushed it to Friday. And I was like, fuck this. So I went online, found some tickets, and me and Jonah went to opening day, Yankees Red Sox, which ended up being a beautiful fucking day.
And it was a great game.
And it was an, extra inning Yankee Red Sox opening day, fucking great comeback win. Even after we didn't start the way, Cole gave up 3 in the first. Devers hit a ball that hasn't landed yet. We got there super early too, which was great. And so we went out we were one of the first people there at like 11:00. We were walking in. And so the Red Sox were still doing BP and we went out to the left field bleachers and we're catching home runs and stuff. We're trying to catch home runs. And we ran into that guy, Zach Hample. I don't know if you heard about this guy, Zach Hample. He's a YouTube guy, and his fucking thing is he catches foul ball.
Oh, okay. I know this guy.
Yeah. They did like an HBO Real Sports piece on him.
That's how I know him.
And so he's there catching, doing his thing. And, like Jonah, like, I don't know this guy, right? So we're, it's early. So there's not a lot of people, and you're not like elbow to elbow, but like, you're like 6 feet apart from people. And Jonah's elbowing me, right? And she goes, do you know who that is? Do you know who that is? I go, no. She goes, that's Zach Hample. And I've never seen Jonah get like this. I go, the foul, the ball guy. And he goes, yeah. I go, oh, okay. I'm like, do you want a picture with him? And he goes, no. And then like he sees Zach Hample taking pictures with other kids and he goes, yeah, I want to take a picture with him. I'm like, all right. So I go, hey, Zach, my son would love to take a picture with you. He's a fan. So he goes over, but he's like doing this thing where he's like, he has his arm around Jonah, but he's like still watching foul, like for balls and stuff. And I'm like trying to take the picture. And I go, hey man, can we just 1 second? I promise I'll let you know if it's coming. It was like almost like he couldn't take his attention away from his beloved trying to catch, balls that come at, and, I'm like, dude, just fucking take a picture, and he got a good one. He smiled at the end and Jonah was very happy, but I was like, this is this guy's life. He just comes to these games.
It's opening day, Steve. He's been waiting.
Dude, it was wild.
Do you know?
He's been training in the off season. He's ready to go. And you're disturbing him.
Florida.
He's at his job.
What? Yeah, well, you know what? It happens to me, dude. People ask me for pictures when I'm out. And
but you're doing meet and greets.
Hey man, look, I'll take Zach Hempel's over Mike Tyson. Look what he did when too many times when you ask for a fucking picture. By the way.
I don't think that guy was asking for a picture.
Yeah.
I think that
he
guy
got his picture. He took a picture with Tyson. It was after the picture.
Are you out of your mind? Are you crazy? This guy had to be drunk because he got the picture. Mike was very nice. He had the small conversation, but it's like, I think it was a red eye or something. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in like my little pod. It wasn't even like they're sitting next to each other. He's like in a pod, completely separate from everybody else. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. And then, dude, I am fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with what, I'm not cool with Will Smith, but that shit, very different situation.
Real quick.
Yeah, go.
Do you know how many foul balls Zach Hemple's caught?
I mean, I don't know, credited 2,000?
Not even close. Breton?
Well, if he's not even close, then it's probably well over 15,000.
It's 11,578, including A-Rod's 3,000th hit.
Wow.
Yeah, Steve, you're breaking up the guy's focus. He's trying to get to 15,000 this year.
We did get a couple fucking rockets right our way, a couple rows away and stuff.
Did he catch any?
No, I don't think I never saw him catching it. We moved around a little bit. We were there for like a half hour. Then we went to the other bleachers and stuff when Rafael Devers came up. It was great. Then, they did a whole Billy Crystal came out and threw out the first pitch. And I had no idea because they were like running like 4 minutes behind. And Garrett Cole, I don't know if you saw that, but like he was getting pissed off in the dugout. He was like yelling, like, hurry the fuck up, like screaming it out the dugout. Like, and I get it. It's like they got these rhythm and shit. Like I love, like that was another fun thing is like watching them. He walked out, watching him stretch, watching him throw with the bullpen catcher, the long toss, working it in, going out to the bullpen, then starting the bullpen session. Like all that shit was great. It was a beautiful day too. We got like super lucky with the weather. So yeah, made lemons out of lemonade, and the Yankees won in extra innings. But since then, it's been hit and miss again. We got a lot of hit and miss so far. When we look good, we are good. When we look bad, like we are right now, got 3 shutouts in 13 games already, which is not great. Not even great for a hockey team. So for a baseball team, even worse. You gotta get the bats got to get going. LeMahieu's healthy. He looks great. Aaron Hicks is back. He's healthy. He looks good. I like him at the top of the lineup. Joey Gallo's got to go, or he's got to fix it, or he's got to do something, or he's got to get out of the lineup. You got too many people that can hit. Gleyber Torres has done nothing again. Again, time to go, Gleyber. He makes errors at second. Botched a double play, which would have ended an inning. They gave up 2 more runs. When you got a guy like fucking what's his name, Nest Cortez, throwing 12 strikeouts, 13 strikeouts in 5 innings, basically, and you can't put a fucking run on the board against Detroit, and you lose that game. We're losing 1-0 games, 3-0 games. It's like the pitching's doing their job. For the starters are going to have to get straight. Like next time through, it's like, sorry, Aaron Boone, you got to get these guys to the fucking 6th inning. You can't keep stretching your bullpen out every single night like this, or it's too early. I know everyone's got to do it because of the shortened spring training, but give me a fucking break, dude. These guys have been throwing. They're not coming back from working construction, so let's move it along a little bit. Everyone, Kershaw coming out of a perfect game.
That
after
made
7
me
innings.
Hate baseball. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Baseball has become a slave to itself, and there are ways to win the game now. It's very the numbers tell you how to win the game.
But in that situation, Steve, but let me ask you this. In that situation, because you have a guy whose slider is absolutely destroying everybody. He had how many strikeouts in 7 innings? He had like 13 strikeouts or something, and he'd only thrown 80 pitches. So do you have a better chance of winning by keeping the guy in that you know has his best stuff in years going right now, or bringing someone cold out of the dugout. That's where looking at the spreadsheet doesn't make sense. I get that that's what they're doing, but then this whole idea of let's save him, he's going to get hurt in 2 weeks. You know that's going to happen.
Every single person on, including the guy who's got to make the decision. In that case, it's what's his name, fucking Roberts.
He's the only one who's done it, and he's done it twice now. To take a pitcher out in the 7th inning.
Do you want to be the guy who takes the pitcher out, they talk about it for a little bit, blah, 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 or everyone's afraid that they're going to leave him in, he's going to blow his arm out either this game or the next game or whatever,
but he's going to do it anyway. He's had a history of doing that. You know he's going to get hurt. Leave him in, let him get the perfect game. If he gives up a hit or a walk or an error, then take him out immediately. But what the fuck? He wasn't at 110 pitches. He was at 80.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know.
And you want to win, right? What if you bring in the guy from the bullpen and he doesn't have his stuff, and the other team, you know, rallies and comes back and they end up losing a game where they had it perfect through 7? It's just like, you know, look at the numbers and strategize, but when you're in the moment, there's still a human part of baseball that you have to pay attention to. And that's Clayton Kershaw was throwing nothing but amazing shit. Let him play out the last 2 innings.
The problem is his bosses are the only people he really cares about. He doesn't want to get fired. And they know he made the right decision. And so, you know, boring baseball is winning baseball now. That's how you win games. You shift everyone over so that all the base hits go away. You play 4 outfielders. You never bunt because that's a dumb play. You rarely steal. So that was exciting. That's gone. You hope everyone strikes out, and you win 1-0. And that's how you win baseball games now. And you have to make sure that everyone, especially that throws for you, is coddled and managed in a way that, you know, every little ache, every little pain, every little thing is, you know, is high. Everyone's highly sensitive to it. You know, that's how it is now. There's no more guys that just like Bengay up the arm like Nolan Ryan and go out there every 4 days and throw as fucking hard as you can for as long as you can.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to happen again.
It's going to bite them in the ass. I know that they're doing it to protect their money, but eventually the money's not going to come in because the fans, we're just not going to be interested.
The Yankees have 17 pitchers on their team. And I think there are 30 players right now. I think they have more pitchers than they have position players by far.
That's crazy.
Jesus.
So, yeah, 17 pitchers on their team. So they're going to throw. They have a hard stat rule. You're not throwing more than 2 days in a row, or like number of pitches in a couple days. It's like there's a whole chart. It just goes out. It's like they tell you at the beginning of the game, like these 3 pitchers are unavailable based on what they did last night. You know, you used to make assumptions like where it's like, oh, he probably won't go to that guy, but you never know in a big situation.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone just kind of plays the numbers, try to make it into the playoffs, and then, you know, we'll see what happens when things
let's play less games. If you want to save these guys, let's play less games, make things more high stakes, make it more exciting.
I'm down with 142 game season. I really am. Take 20 games off. You could easily do it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that, and you know, everyone got on Aaron Boone yesterday. Now that, as a Yankee fan, I'm like, well, of course, I know why he did it. Jonah was pissed. I'm watching it with him. Jonah's like, what the fuck is he doing? I go, you're a baseball fan, dude. I'm a Yankee fan. It's a difference. So I know the numbers say when you're down 1-0 in the last inning, you got one more at bat. You got second and third. One of the guys that's probably the last guy to hit 3,000 hits, or one of the last guys to hit 3,000 hits is coming up. And, you know, got first base open. Everything, you got to walk them. You got to walk them. I understand it's could be 3,000 hits, but it's like, you got to walk that guy.
He was also doing it to get a lefty on lefty matchup.
And a lefty on lefty matchup was coming up next, you know, and you got to force at every base, which is big, which played into it because, you know, it happened later on or the first out, there was the first 2 outs were bases were loaded, got a ground ball back to the pitcher, threw home. There's a 1-2-3 double play and threw to first. So you want a slow roller to be able to just toss it to the catcher and get a cheap out that way. I don't mind that play at all. The numbers, that's the right call. But it is also the boring call. Now it bit him in the ass. They lost the game. The next guy came up and fucking hit a double. But the point is, it's like the numbers say to do that. No one's calling in today being like, fuck, Aaron Boone or anything like that. That's what the numbers say to do. It's the boring way. But that's baseball. So it's not going to change for a while. Next year, they're going to try the shift thing, and that'll be different. You can only have 3 outfielders. So but guys will just play one step off of, it'll be, they'll still shift.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't get a guy in right field, right center field. Like the second baseman on the lefty shift is like, God almighty. You got a guy in short right, a right fielder, everyone's over there. So, but we'll see what happens. Moving on from the Yankees. What else? Go give me. There's a lot to talk about.
Deebo Samuel is the biggest thing going on in football right now.
Yeah.
I think Deebo Samuel is going to be wearing a Jets jersey.
Well, I don't know if it's true because he tweeted out that the only 2 people that know what's going on are him and I guess his agent and maybe the front office that they're talking to. But the rumor that I heard was he wants to be somewhere closer to home, and he's from North Carolina, I believe, or South Carolina. Yeah, he's from one of the Carolinas.
He went to Clemson.
Yeah, so he wants to play somewhere closer to home unless the 49ers come out and go, we'll give you $30 million a year. But it's like, every team should be trying to trade for him, but you're going to have to give up a ton, and then you're going to have to pay the guy a ton of money. So I don't know who has the budget for that. I mean, who has a lot of picks? The Jets have a lot of picks.
The Jets have 4 picks in the top round and 8 picks into the second round. They have 4 picks, and they also could, they can pay. They'll give him $30 million. They need someone like him.
Everybody needs someone like him.
They can give, two pick, a first and then high second, or they don't want to give up probably 2 firsts, but they need a playmaker. They need someone like that. They haven't had anyone like that in a very long time. So they need someone to be able to, sell tickets, number one, and make things exciting, get shit going, free it up a little bit, It's crazy wide receiver market this year. It's 28 million now. Like, that's the rate. That's what he wants, right?
He wants 30.
30.
We did sign Diggs. We got him locked in, so that's good. Don't have to worry about that for 6 years. He got somewhere in the. What did he get? It was guaranteed money was really good, and he's getting. You got it, Lucas?
He's got 4 years, 96 million.
Yeah.
Worth every penny.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The production's they have a great thing going. Yeah, they have a great thing going. You got a great 2 years out of him. Hopefully you get 4, but 2 for sure. 2 more for sure.
And then we signed a Titans lineman for some depth. He started all 17 games last year. Just signed him 2 days ago. So.
Oh, really?
More depth. We're just missing that second cornerback. Either they draft somebody or we make a trade and get somebody, but the team is solid.
What do you guys?
And they're at OTAs, and everybody is showing up, so that's good, except for Poyer.
What are you thinking about this Sean Payton, Tom Brady, Miami Dolphins saga? It's
funny.
Crazy.
I met Sean Payton at the Comedy Store, and he came in pretty drunk. He was there with his wife and his daughter. And he was talking to me and Punky and Nick Heckrist. He told us this is like a month after the pass interference call against the Rams in the championship game. And he said that the first person that texted him was Tom Brady. When he got off the sideline, he said Brady texted him, said, "You got fucked." So they obviously have some sort of relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Friendship.
I mean, it honestly, all it does is make me believe Brian Flores even more.
Yeah.
That this whole thing was in motion. It's like, we'll get Tom Brady. We'll get, Flores will be gone. We got to get rid of him, and we'll get Sean Payton. They'll just kind of slide out, and it'll all come together. I mean, I don't. Everyone's sort of denying it now, but sort of half denying it. No one's really come out and been like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
So, Steve, the match.
What? Yeah.
We got to talk about the match. Yeah. I'm going to watch golf for the first time and be excited about it.
I'll tell you why I'm not excited. There's no pros in it, though.
Yeah, who cares? It's Josh Allen. I want to see him rip a ball 500 yards. Dude. But you'll see some golf. You'll see golf. It'll be golf adjacent.
Yeah.
The shit talking is going to be legendary.
I'm going to watch it for sure. I don't know where they're playing. Did they say where they're playing? Is it Shadow Ridge?
I think the win in Vegas, whatever the course is at the Win.
The one in the back, the Shadow Ridge, I think it's called.
But I can't wait, dude. If golf let you mic the guys and let them trash talk openly, it would be the greatest sport.
Well, that's why
Earth.
The only reason there's no pros in it is because Phil Mickelson's still in hot water over his fucking comments and stuff. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
If he was fine, it would be him and someone else, or they would even do.
Yeah, but this is exciting to have the two old guys and the two young guys in the league going up against each other.
Yeah, it is. I think there'll be a lot of shit talking. I've never seen Patrick Mahomes. I don't think I've seen Josh Allen a little bit. He's getting better. I mean, look, I played today. I played terribly. But the wind is crazy here today. But that had nothing to do with it.
No excuses.
Yeah. But Josh Allen, I feel like I watched him play once or twice, and I feel like he's good. But Rodgers is pretty decent, and Tom Brady will lock in when he has to. So it's funny. Like it'll be weird to see them play without a pro. Sometimes when you play with a pro, you have like that way of like, oh, you don't want to compare yourself to them. Obviously, you can't do what they do, but you at least have a guide as to like what a good thing might look like, a good shot, or advice as to this or that. Yeah. Here, it's like you really have no one beyond. Really, everyone's in the same boat, so the play might get a little bit shitty, which I like. I'm okay with that in this aspect. So I'm trying to think of like Mahomes, I bet you is pretty good. He's a fucking athlete, dude.
DraftKings puts something up so I can actually play.
Oh, they will.
I don't know. Sometimes when it comes,
because I finally know the players.
Well, I think they'll put up like a pre thing, but I don't know if you'll be able to bet live. Maybe you will. They don't care, right? I just think of like
they just want our money.
I mean, remember, you can bet on ping pong and all that shit during COVID.
You can bet on simulated Madden games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, esports is huge.
Computer, they have it's not even real. It's not even players playing players. It's literally just hit the sim button and Green Bay just beat Atlanta 63-2.
What?
And you can bet on that.
Who's playing?
I have the worst kind of addicts, I guess. I don't know.
No, who's playing the game?
No one. It's computer simulated. They're playing Madden on they're like simulating Madden games, and then you can bet on those. You can pick which players you want on your fantasy team, and it's the dumbest.
Oh, you can't. So it's not you're not betting on like the.
I'm sure you can bet on the outcome of the game.
Well,
the sports betting's still not legal here, so I don't know. But yeah, you pick a fantasy team like you would if it was a real game, and then they simulate that game, and then the players get their points.
But how do they do a spread? Like, how do they know like what the line is or what it should be? Or
they probably have a computer that tells you. It just figures it out. But it's the dumbest shit. But people are doing it.
Computers are playing. There's no human element to it at all.
No, zero.
You might as well play a slot machine.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it. There's no people. There's no event. It's just
but people are doing it.
Does it happen that quickly? Do you get to watch the game unfold, or is it like just right to the result?
It's not right to the result. It's you can follow like play by play, I think, or maybe you can go I think if you go on their website, you can like stream the feed.
I gotta look into this.
Dumb.
I gotta look into this.
Don't look into it. You don't
lose all
wanna
your money. Netflix is fucking you hard enough. Don't lose everything.
Oh, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started.
No bueno.
This is a Hulu household. We're doing just fine.
Well, Disney got hit a little bit too. But...
Yeah, Disney's taking it, but we're good. Hulu is still green.
Elon Musk's comment didn't help. Did you see that?
No, what'd he say?
He said it's become a woke haven. Netflix is like it's out woked itself and it's having woke backlash basically.
Well, yeah, the day after like that story breaks, their new series he's expecting launches. And the description, I read it, like it popped up on my thing and I read it and it's like, this guy had literally everything figured out, but then he found out he got pregnant and now he has to blah, 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 blah. And it's a dude with a full beard and a big pregnant belly.
That's awesome.
And they'll say that they're not all woke and shit because, you know, they supported Chappelle and everything like that. But it's like, if they pissed Chappelle off and he walked, he would have taken everyone with him.
Yeah.
Everyone. All the good ones.
They're just putting too much out. They've oversaturated, they've overspent, and most of the series that they put out are mediocre to bad. And they do have a couple of really good series, but they're few and far between. And two of their biggest properties, Ozark and Stranger Things, they're ending. So now what do you do?
Yeah, where are the staples?
Also, as a connoisseur as a stock market, I think as you can tell the signs of a recession based off of how many streaming subscriptions you hold. Because when money gets tight, the first thing people let go of is HBO and all that. And also a big thing that they have is cyclicality. So people will join Netflix for 3 months, watch what they want to watch, and then get off. And then 3 months later, they'll get back on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's the whole market's going down right now, though. So they were just the first.
They've bought every billboard on Sunset.
Yeah.
Like there's 40 billboards. They have at least 30 of them right now. So they're spending obscene amounts of money. And they're putting on this huge festival.
Yeah. And I was talking to the Comedy Store a couple nights ago, like, oh, we wonder if the shows are going to be canceled just based off of the 40% drop in the stock price. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, what's the celebration at this fucking festival?
It was just an idea to do the biggest festival with the most shows ever done at a festival. Again, it's oversaturation.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And now they have a play something button. It's a random button you just hit and it plays you whatever the fuck
I tried that the other night. It's called Surprise Me. And I tried it and it's literally just they just play the list, the list of like, here's what we recommend you watch. Yeah. They just start playing that in order. It wasn't like, here's this random thing that's never even been on your feed that we have. It's just, here's the things that we've been recommending that you just don't go to that list and click on. So it was stupid. I scrolled through 4 of them and was like, fuck.
Well, I'm poor, so that won't help anymore.
Yeah. You should have invested everything in Doge, man. You had your chance. You could have gotten on the rocket ship with all of us.
What's your Doge numbers at now?
It's not great, but
Yeah. Doge yourself. Go Doge yourself.
But yeah, man, like the Improv, the next 2 weeks, every show in every room is a Netflix is a joke festival show. They've just taken over the club.
Great. Oversaturation again.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a break. Can everyone, all of them could be that good? Where are the bad ones? Give me a break, dude. Give me a break. The whole thing has become now, they're casting everything. They just want their hands in everything. They want to be able to cast everything. Mm-hmm. They have to find all the people and break all the people. Concentrate on a couple good things and go work on those. It's been a long time since House of Cards. A long fucking time. Nothing, very few things I can think of on Netflix has been nearly as good as season 1 House of Cards. You peaked at the beginning. Some great moves here and there, but like they gotta right that ship quickly. and advertising on a lower level of payment plan is not going to do it. And cutting off grandma from fucking a password share, that's not going to do it either.
Yeah, they're raising the price and no password share, and they're going to lose 2 million subscribers this quarter.
And just make good shit and put good people in it.
Like HBO Max. Find me one bad show on HBO Max. Outside of like personal taste, just something that everyone universally goes, that's absolute shit. You can do that very easily on Netflix.
Yeah. I think Netflix is more for the common man. I think HBO has always been like a little bit like, we believe we're better than everybody else.
They are better than everybody else.
Well, I'm just telling you if that's what they believe, and then message received. But the point is this, they also have the best thing on television. So I can't argue, because Winning Time is the best thing on television.
Yeah, it is.
It is as bad as that fucking Adam McKay piece of shit was. Don't Look Up is as good as this thing is. This guy is up and down wildly all over the place. But when he's on, dude, this show is so good tonally. It jumps moments and funny and completely wild and random to sweet and tender and poignant. Now, that being said, everyone who was portrayed in it has basically come out against this thing. I mean, It is Jerry West is, if Jerry West is at all like the way he's being portrayed in this, do you understand the things that are happening at Jerry West's house every time, every Sunday night when his show comes on? If he didn't throw that fucking championship or that MVP trophy through a wall before, he's going to do it now. Because, who's playing Jerry West? Can someone look him up? I'm blanking on his name.
He's an Australian actor, I believe.
Yes, he's so fucking good. He's the guy from Avatar, right?
Yes.
Sam Worthington?
No.
Yes. No. No, Brenton.
Jason Clarke.
Jason Clarke.
Who's from Ireland.
Right?
Not Australia.
No, he's Australia. He's Australia.
Ireland, Australia.
It's Australia.
Everyone's England's bitch. So, but he's fucking phenomenal. Everyone is. I can't really point to anyone who I'm like, this is a snooze fest, move on. Jeannie Buss is great. What's her Jerry Buss' mother's fucking
Sally Field.
I was about to say Sarah Jessica Parker. Sally Field, tremendous. The guy that played Jerry Tarkanian for an episode. Fuck everyone.
My favorite is Adrian Brody. I like him more than John C. Reilly.
I love that Adrian Brody is literally just, here's a hit HBO show. Let's put Adrian Brody on like episode 3.
First of all, he was in episode 1 and he's fantastic. He plays Pat Riley.
But he's in everything and it's fucking great.
Jason Segel. Unbelievable job.
See, I kind of wonder about that though. Paul Westphal seems so unconfident.
Oh, you're saying his portrayal is unconfident?
Yeah, like, do you think the real Paul Westphal was that unsure of himself? Like the whole scene where Pat Riley throws him in the shower, and like, I believe that stuff was. I believe that stuff's dramatization. Okay, but do I think that? I mean, I don't think they made up that Jerry West has a fucking temper. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of this stuff comes from a place of reality. So, I think Paul Westphal's probably a little bit more assertive than he was portrayed. But, John C. Reilly, dude, I couldn't imagine anyone else doing it. I couldn't imagine Michael Shannon doing it. I know he was originally cast. I couldn't imagine Will Ferrell. I couldn't imagine anyone doing it but him. He's that good. This is probably the best I've ever seen him be. And he is tap dancing through these episodes of moments, like moment to moment to moment, from freaking out on the inside to selling something to like I really don't know the Jerry Buss story at all,
But if it's anything like what John C. Riley's doing, I'm hooked. I'm in. The kid that's playing Magic Johnson is tremendous. You know, the players are great. Everyone like you see guest stars. The guy that's playing Dr. J next week looks fun. And it's like they've been really, really good all throughout. And I think it's the best thing on television right now, or whatever. Whatever you watch, the best thing episodically right now that I'm watching at least. We just finished. I got to finish the WeWork thing.
Wait, what's that on?
That's
The
on
movie?
Apple.
Is that the Jared Leto film?
Yeah, it's not a film. It's a 8-part series thing.
Because that's a fascinating story.
Yeah, we got to watch that. Anne Hathaway is she's as good on that show as John C. Riley is. Jared Leto's killing it too, but she is exactly like, how like racists think like all black people are like Flavor Flav.
Mm-hmm.
This is what all people think rich white cunts are. She embodies it so well. She is so good. She's so good that you can't believe that Anne Hathaway is not a cunt in real life. That's how good. Like, there's no way she just found all these little nuance. There's a scene where she sips a drink 3 times, and every time she makes a unsatisfied face, and the assistant takes away from her. All 3 faces are different. All 3 I've seen before. All 3 are brilliant. 3 different white Karen. This isn't exactly what I wanted kind of faces. It's like masterclass shit. So she's killing it in that. So I only have 1 more left of that to get through. I watched the last Real Sports on during vacation. My wife read 3 fucking books. 3.
Jesus.
I hid in the shade and I watched a couple documentaries on the Holocaust.
Jesus.
I know, some vacation. I got sucked into it. Anyway, but yeah, no, that's I think Winning Time's fantastic. And I heard it got renewed for another season, so I'm thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever's doing that show is killing it. McKay, I think, right? Killing it. Is anyone else watching something good?
We're finishing The Great season 2. It's a pretty good show about Catherine the Great. It's a Hulu original. It's Catherine the Great, her coup in Russia, and it's very funny and it's very, very raunchy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not a drama at all. It's a comedy and a lot of cursing, a lot of fucking, a lot of drinking.
Oh shit!
Very
what is
fun.
It on?
It's on Hulu.
All right. You can expand your horizons a little bit, company boy. Lucas, what do you got going on? What are you watching besides porn?
Just Winning Time, but I keep calling it Showtime. Keep asking friends, like, are you watching Showtime on HBO?
You know they wanted to name it Show. If they could have, they want to name it Showtime. But there's like HBO's like, look, the only thing is, we're never naming this thing Showtime.
We're not advertising our competitor.
Yeah, not until HBO. There's a show called HBO on Showtime. So yeah, give me a break.
Are you following the draft much?
I'm following mock drafts.
Okay. Who do you want the Giants to get?
It feels like we always fall between 2 or 3 people, and I'll break it down by pick. It seems like at the 5 pick, it always is that big offensive lineman from. Let me move this up. Big offensive lineman from North Carolina State.
Yeah.
And the kid from Georgia, the lineman from Georgia.
Right.
And then I think at the 7, it's if we don't get an offensive lineman at 6 at the 5 pick, then we got to take the best offensive lineman at 7, or that kid from Oregon. The defensive player. Thibodeau, yeah, at 7. Those are the names I've been hearing.
Now, I've been hearing that Von Miller is actively recruiting Hayden to sign with the Bills, and they have the cap space now since that Diggs contract extension opens some up that they could get him. But if not, they may trade, like Bean may be aggressive and trade for your 5th and give you like our first the next 2 years and our second and maybe a fifth or something to go and get a cornerback with that fifth pick.
I think the Giants, if I'm mistaken, is Bradbury. He wants a new contract. They're not sure if they want to give him yet, so they may be looking to get rid of him.
I don't think the Bills would take on Bradbury because he's too expensive.
Because he wants more. He'll want more money.
Yeah, but they could afford Hayden, or they could afford to give up the picks to get that last piece to then really make a run.
I'll tell you what. I'm sure people have been coming at Schoen for the 5 pick. And the Bills would have to probably make the best offer because at this point, the fan base is, we have new administration, but it's like a lot of these deals have been going down with the Bills. So it's like, okay, great. But then if it's like, now we get a big splash, we get 2, like, let's go get some fucking change the franchise players. And what? We're moving down because what? The Bills are moving up to 5? And what? We got to wait another year and a half to have this moment of like, when do we get our fucking top picks in a row? I think it's like it would have to be an over the moon sort of.
That's what I'm hearing it would be, though. They would give you some linebacker depth, and they'd give like 5 picks just to get that 1 pick.
All right. I mean, I don't know.
Don't believe the rumors right now, though, either.
Yeah, don't believe anything you're hearing because none of it's true. Debo probably re-signs with the 49ers and puts all of his 49ers stuff back on his Instagram. But, it's going to be very exciting next week.
I'm sure that the Giants have been offered several different things for the 5 pick.
Absolutely.
Because everyone loves that kid. What's the wide receiver?
From
from
Alabama?
USC,
London?
Well, the thing too is that we have to remember is most of these picks don't end up panning out anyway. So if you have a 5 and a 7, why not go and get 3 or 4 more things and have some options and you're rolling dice. So give yourself a few more rolls versus just picking 2 guys at the top, then both being busts and you get fired in 2 years.
You would have to prove to me that the number 6 offensive line, stud out there is as good as or close to the number 2 or 1 guy, because we need that guy. We need a guy.
Okay? But you could also take those picks and go get somebody who is proven to be that guy versus trying to take your chance because you don't know how these guys are going to pan out in the pros.
No, I want the guy, dude. I want my fucking who's the guy in Indianapolis? I want him. Quentin Nelson. I want my Joe Thomas. I want my guy.
You want Tyler Lindenbaum from Iowa then. He's the best center in the draft. That's who you want.
I want a guy that either can protect Daniel Jones or when we realize he's not great, that another quarterback is excited to come here or drafted to come here because they know that fucking Jammy Jam Jim Jam is fucking going to protect his ass for the next 8 to 10 years. I want that guy. How many people have said that before? Usually it's I want a guy who's the quarterback. I want the fucking running back. I want protection. I want time for plays to develop. I don't want things collapsing and people making on-the-fly decisions. We need stability.
Jones can't do that. Jones has good athletics, but he gets happy feet when the pocket collapses.
Yeah, you want to use athletics? Design something, a well-designed play that rolls out, that allows it to happen. Not like hike, oh, fuck, now I got to go run. That's not athletics. That's disaster. That's giant football.
Hell yeah.
I don't mind athletics if you want to show off someone's ability to be able to, in a design fashion, run the ball, throw the ball, whatever. But let's do it and have time to do it. Fuck.
By the way, are you on a boat right now?
No, I'm holding the stupid thing. I feel like being free with my body. And so that's why I'm
That's
in a
not a
much
flattering
comfortable
angle.
position. Yeah, I don't care, dude. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I probably will never be less weight than I am right now. And that's it. I don't want to hear about trading down. I don't want to hear about it.
You might.
I don't want to hear about it, Breton.
And Owen Powers scored his first goal last night. It's crazy. Buffalo's going to win the Stanley Cup and the Super Bowl next year. It's going to be great.
The Rangers are playing really fucking well this year, man. It's going to be fun NHL playoffs.
Yes, it is.
Speaking of playoffs, the NBA's in the playoffs. Are you watching any of this?
Mm-hmm.
I loved last night watching Minnesota go up by like 25.
Yeah.
A-Rod's on the sideline, cheering, whooping it up. And then the fucking Grizzlies just come back and slice their throats. It was fantastic. Everything A-Rod touches turns to shit.
Yep.
And also, speaking of shit, that A-Rod Michael K cast shit was shit. I watched the first one. It ain't fucking Manning cast. It's not. And baseball's not nearly as much like fun shit going on. They have to banter a lot in that thing.
Yeah, it's
the
too
only
slow.
Only funny thing that happened was at one point K's bantering and he goes, "Oh, spring's here, and we got the baseball start of the season and the NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs starting up, and people are getting engaged." And he looks at A-Rod, and A-Rod just gives him a fucking wry smile. It was a dig at Jennifer Lopez getting engaged to Ben Affleck.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little bit, but it was like it was one thing out of a 3.5 hour broadcast. I don't know. And A-Rod just is like those things. You're watching them watch the game, so staring at A-Rod trying to be like the most proper human being in the world for fucking 3 hours is not my idea of fun.
No,
he's like a
the Manning
machine.
cast works because both of them are very entertaining guys. They've hosted SNL and done a good job doing it, that you want to watch them. Even if they weren't watching football, you watch them.
Because they're not robots. A-Rod still tries to act like a fucking robot. I think he thinks like he has to be all proper now and all this shit. Like they're never letting you in to the Hall of Fame, dude. Guess what? You can act like a fucking proper cunt your whole life. They're never letting you in.
I always wish he would, when he went to the Yankees, played the villain. You know how Kobe had the mama personality after the rape allegations?
Yeah.
He should have done that. He should have been, I'm an asshole on the the evil empire, and just ran with it.
Yep. He couldn't, dude. He always wanted to wear a cape. And the problem was he was on the same team with a guy who was Superman.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, did you see Burr talking about Jeter in the Red Sox booth just a couple days ago?
Such bullshit. I know exactly what he's talking about. Anything a quarter of an inch off the plate on the inside, Derek Jeter thought was taking out his career, taking his knees out, and he acted but you know what? After 17 years of baseball, he probably got away with 30 fucking strike calls as balls, at least. So there's your on base percentage in the Hall of Fame. I get it. I understood exactly what he's talking about. And you don't think that fucking Pedro Martinez, through some of that hair gel that he had long fingers, but nobody makes the ball spin like that. They had longer finger pictures of that. He used to grease up that hair and do all that shit. So everyone's got their fucking tricks of the trade.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out to Bill for also playing Fenway Park on August 21st.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Humongous. That's tremendous.
That first pitch he threw, he had a little cut to it. It was really good. Threw a strike from the mound.
I didn't see it. I only saw the throw from the mound perspective. I
had
didn't
a good
see it from
dip.
behind.
It had a nice dip.
Nice. Excellent. That's going to be insane. That's the first comedy show there.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild too. Think about that.
Yeah, you got Gabriel Iglesias doing Dodger Stadium, first one out here, and then Bill going there in August.
That's great. Yeah, and think about Fenway's been around 1908, 19-something. Long fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
So first comedian to do it. I'm sure he'll sell it out. And I'm sure it's going to be a fucking crazy wild show. Crazy, crazy wild. I might actually have to go to that. Yeah, I feel like we're missing a ton of shit, but you know what? We'll figure. More shit will happen before the next time we talk. So, am I missing anything big that happened?
The next big
Like-
ticket is the draft, and that is what, the 28th.
It's next week. It's a
Oh,
round
yeah, next
2 and
weekend.
3 is a week from today.
Oh, speaking of
Just-
next weekend,
Yeah.
if you're in Huntsville, Alabama, I'll be there too. At Stand Up Live, Huntsville, Alabama, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. Get tickets, SteveRennazeezy.com or stories, Instagram, wherever the fuck you get tickets. I don't need to tell you where to get tickets. You know where to get them. That's next weekend. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, nothing. I was just gonna do an update on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, but that's just a literal shit show.
Is it to go to jail? Is this civil or to go to jail?
I think it could just be civil, right?
It's a civil defamation trial.
So it's just for money. No one's going to jail.
He's suing her for 50 million, and she is countersuing for 100 million.
Whoa. Wee woo.
It's a lot of bracelets and finger rings.
Oh my God. And so I have not watched any of it. Is he actually on the stand?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's great. He's mocking the prosecutor or whoever's questioning him. He's very good at just kind of fucking with the legal jargon that, or, just the objections and all that. He's very good. You can tell he's a showman.
They're going to make this a series in 2 years.
Really?
Oh God.
What are they airing it on now? What is it on now? Court TV? Like, who's airing this?
Good question.
I've been following on Twitter.
Yeah, same.
They've been posting a lot of videos up there, and then the people that are in the courtroom are reporting on it.
Oh, Elon Musk bought Twitter, by the way.
Officially?
I think he's trying to take it. He's trying to buy it and take it private again.
Yeah.
And then he'll let the fucking everyone back on, and then it's game on again, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's game fucking.
That's when this show really takes off. Twitter's been suppressing our numbers.
I'm gonna build a bunker if that goes on, because then we know time is not on our side anymore when that happens. Because it's gonna get crazy, dude. And I hope it happens. By the way, I'm rooting for it. I actually am. Just like do it in the winter, like after January, we'll start the World War. And by the way, war is still happening, right? Since the last time we talked, it's still terrible. And now I think they've not allowed Russia athletes to compete.
They didn't allow Russians to compete at the Boston Marathon.
No, they didn't. Are you serious?
They banned Russians from the Boston Marathon. I don't know what you were going to say, but that's the latest that I saw regarding Russian athletes.
If you're like athletes flying from Russia. Not like if I live in a Russian neighborhood in Boston, I can't run in the Boston.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like
Russian natives who would normally fly over and compete, they were banned.
Yeah, they were banned. I was going to say, I thought it was like the Special Olympics or something like that. There's something international happening that I was like, what are they? And they're banning the Russian athletes from something. I can't remember what it was, but shit's still going on over there. I'm not figuring it out. It's not. I don't know. Like, what's the end game on this?
Either Russia they concede or they use nuclear weapons and it pulls everyone else in officially.
Great.
Because Ukraine's not giving up. Russia's already offered like, hey, give us this territory and we'll stop. And they were like, go fuck yourself. We're going to the last man.
We probably have 3 more good summers left on the earth here, guys. So let's enjoy it. This third to last one coming up. I would say that's about it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, get out, enjoy your family and your friends.
That's why the Bills got to trade up and we got to win the Super Bowl right now.
And that's why the
Otherwise,
Giants
it's not going to
not trade down. We got to trade up and get everyone and make a run at it. Cincinnati Bengals.
We've infiltrated your organization with spies of our own and we're taking it over. We're like Derek Jeter with the Marlins. We're taking everything out of your pocket that we want, and you're left with nothing.
The Bengals did it. Look what the Bengals did. Jonah Williams drafted. Then the quarterback Burrows drafted. Then the wide receiver drafted. So we need the offensive lineman this year. We'll draft a quarterback next year. We get a wide receiver, and maybe Saquon's got a year left, and we win the Super Bowl within 3 years in the last good summer, probably during the nuclear holocaust. Guys, that's it. That's all I've got in me left. That's all I have for this episode. Appreciate you listening, talking, thinking about us. We miss you, cunts. We'll be back real soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Whenever we feel like doing it again. We hope. Love you guys. Bye, bitches.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.